Hi, I'm Michelle Glauser, the founder and CEO of Techtonica, and we are here with Daaimah, who was part of our program. Daaimah, you want to introduce yourself?
Sure. My name is Daaimah Bray. I was in a cohort January 19 beginning. I've been in the Bay Area for about 2 years now. I'm actually from Marin County, but went back down to Fresno and found my way back. I like to spend time with my kids. That's where most of my time goes outside of work. Really like to get into nature, so we do that together. That's where most of my time is at, outside of work.
Fantastic. Thank you so much. So you started in January 2019 and you finished the 6 months in June of 2019, and
Yes.
then were immediately placed into a placement with one of Tectonica's partners. Do you want to share which company you were placed at and if you're still there?
Yeah, SurveyMonkey. I did 3 months internship and now I'm a full-time employee for about 6 months now.
Wow, 6 months. That's so great. So a little bit over a year ago, you hadn't even started Tectonica, and now you've been at SurveyMonkey for a while.
Yeah, it's pretty crazy.
That's so awesome. Um, so what jobs did you have pre-Tectonica?
Mostly the nonprofit sector and grant writing, nonprofit
Okay,
management. And grant writing.
great. So looking at your time at Tectonica, what parts of Tectonica do you feel like prepared you the most for working at SurveyMonkey?
The tech channel. So there's a Slack tech channel where you work with other people in the industry and they help to answer your questions. I also believe the self-directed curriculum was a large part of my successes now because you're kind of given a problem and you have to figure it out. You have to figure out where the resources, extra resources around that are, who might be good stakeholders to talk to help you kind of increase your productivity so you don't get stuck too long. And so being able to navigate through curriculum effectively uh, really helped me to kind of transition over well.
Great. What do you feel like are your favorite things you've learned since joining SurveyMonkey?
Definitely asking the right questions, figuring out who to talk to, and knowing that not only technical people will have all the answers. Yeah.
Okay. And how do you feel like Tectonica has changed your life overall?
Well, there's the whole economic piece of it, but I'm sure we'll talk more about that. Um, uh, I've been given a career that will always be, I won't ever be out of a job now. So, for example, if I choose to go somewhere else, it'll be an easy transition because there's always a need for software engineers. I'm in a field where I have the option of being flexible. So if I need to work from home because my kids are sick or something, it's not considered abnormal to do so. It's part of the work culture. So that is kind of transformative as far as my life goes. Um, I am able to use both my non-technical and technical skill sets, which I like. I'm constantly learning, and before my role, I kind of placated as far as where I was able to grow, and so now I'm constantly, constantly learning.
Great. Thank you so much. Um, as kind of a segue from your comment about the economic factor, if you feel comfortable answering, how much has your income increased since doing Tectonica?
Yeah. So let's see. Before, I think I was at 48,000 before Tectonica, and now my base is 115. And then after like stock auctions and bonus, it's like 138,000. So that's almost 100K jump,
That's
almost.
amazing. Congratulations. I bet that feels really good.
Yeah, I could pay for health insurance.
And rent and everything else you need,
Yes.
probably. Oh, that's so fantastic. Do you feel like that has changed your kids' lives too?
Definitely. They have options to like do after school tutoring. We can go on like vacations and stuff, whereas before, you know, I would always have to be working. Now I have more time for them. So, I mean, it just created a lot more options for them.
Oh, that's so wonderful. How do you feel like SurveyMonkey has been as kind of a support to you throughout this process and as a sponsor of Techtonica?
Wow, they're continuously supportive. So I'm constantly surprised by how the senior engineers, they always want to teach, which now that I think about it is really in line with the whole curiosity thing about SurveyMonkey. So because I'm always asking questions, I'm pretty well known for asking questions here. Um, and my boss, he just gave me like half day Fridays to just learn, just go ahead and learn. So that's pretty supportive. As far as like my personal life, they have like an on-site play kid area. So I bring my kids
Wow,
sometimes
that's
if they
so
don't have
cool.
school or daycare goes out. Yeah, so it's pretty supportive.
That's fantastic. What do you feel like has surprised you the most about working in tech?
Uh, my particular work area, I can't speak about other orgs, but I think I've been very well received. I had all these preconceived ideas about how tech is, and I'm just like, whoa, this is not the case. What's going on? That's not to say that you shouldn't be wary of those things because any day those things can happen. But I'm just really grateful for the vibe and the culture that I have here. Yep.
So do you mean you were kind of expecting to deal with more discrimination or just a weird culture within tech, or kind of what were those expectations you mentioned?
Yeah, so all of my intersectionalities, I expected to have pushback. Being a single mom, being a woman of color, being a woman, I expected to have only white male counterparts who thought they were better than me, and I would be like the only black person on the floor, and all these things, and not have good conversations because people don't know how to communicate because they're like tech heads. Or, I don't know. I just have a lot of preconceived ideas.
Interesting. I bet it goes both ways,
Yeah.
and I'm sure you have pleasantly surprised many people too. um, how so that's great. You're not the only Black woman on your floor.
Uh, so I'm not the only woman.
Got it.
I'm the second Black female engineer. The first one is she's great, and I actually, before I had the conversation, I worked with the director of diversity and inclusion to figure out how we can change that.
Oh, that's fantastic.
So
Great.
yeah.
Okay. Um, so I guess looking back on the last year, what advice do you have for people who are wanting to learn to become software engineers or maybe be participants of Techtonica?
If you want to be a participant of Tectonica, make sure that you level up. So if you get any pre-studying materials, study it. Make sure you build yourself a schedule. Don't do it all at the last minute because you got to do a little bit every day to build that muscle. Um, and that's the same thing even outside of Tectonica. Just build a self-study schedule. Um, I would say if you have children, make sure that you really stick to that schedule or block out those time periods. So if you know that you're going to need 4 hours on the weekend or an hour every day to study, make sure that if they're old enough, have a conversation with them. If they're not old enough, make sure you talk to your support around you to make sure that you can really commit to that time. And then for everyone, just advocate for yourselves. If you can anticipate any obstacles, make sure you communicate that to the people around you so that they can help, or the program that you're going into. If you decide on a program, ask them, kind of interview them back, how they would be prepared to support you if you undergo those obstacles.
Great. And for the current cohort or the current participants, what advice would you add?
Yeah, so for current, when you do your mentoring, please come prepared. So have a shared doc or something for any problems that you run into hiccups with. You can throw them on the doc. That way your mentor is well aware of the things that you're going to need to work on, and you guys can kind of choose and check off from the document what to work on together. Also build relationships with the people in the cohort. Remember, you guys are working together to kind of bust wide open tech, right? So they're not your enemy, they're your friends. And they're also going to be people that you kind of lean on when you are having a hard day at work, or you need some advice, or you're job searching. So it's really good to build a relationship with them.
How are you still connecting with your current cohort and finding support there?
Yeah, so I think we try to meet like once a month. I've gotten away from that just because I've been really busy trying to do like outside stuff um, for people of color getting into tech. But I mean, we definitely Slack all the time and talk all the time.
Yeah, we have our check-in calls too, which I love seeing everyone on those. It's really fantastic. Um, so I know you've done some other kind of community organizing. Do you want to talk about that at all?
Yeah. So recently, I'm trying to start a web party for Black women professionals, not only tech related, but just anyone that's kind of in a corporate America vibe, to make sure that they know that they're heard, that they're supported. One of the things that I really wanted to get is like a comedian that can shed light on diversity and inclusion issues, because generally we have a lot of negative experience around that. And so it'd be funny to kind of have a lighthearted laugh and cast some humor on those experiences. And then another person that I'm reaching out to is a person that's a branding enthusiast, so that everybody knows how to build their brand. That way they have a better reach for people that they connect to, and kind of not play politics, but are able to show people who they are outside of the leany room that's around them.
That is so cool, and I am happy to provide whatever support. Do you want to share where people can find out more about this event that you're doing?
Connect with me on Twitter, DTBray. Right now it's still in the works. I'm trying to put all the puzzle pieces together. But yeah, DTBray, DTIBREY.
Fantastic. Great. Do you have any other comments or things you want to share about the long-term effects of doing Techtonica?
Um, really utilize the network. There's so many people involved with Tectonica, people that are active, people that aren't active, that really just want to help. So if you're able to, feel comfortable, put all your needs on the table. I mean, maybe not all of them, but all the pertinent needs on the table that will advance your career and your experience while you're going through the program. And there'll always be somebody there to reach out.
That's really good advice. I think even in the future, you'll find, like, as you move through your career, that those people will be helpful to you. Do you still talk to your mentor at all?
I do. We meet months to month now.
Oh, that's so cool.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks so much. Is there anything else you think I should ask you?
No.
All right. Thanks so much, Daaimah.
Thanks.
Bye.
Bye.